What's the deal with everybody being angry at Thrilljoy? Well, if you've been on social media today, you'll see that people are up in arms with Thrilljoy.
Up in farms? Why are they on farms?
Up in farts with Thrilljoy. They're not happy. There's a very good reason why they're not happy. Brian Mariotti speaks out himself to set everything straight. I first want to start off by discussing Thrilljoy. For those who do not remember, we found Thrilljoy originally.
Well,
and we shared it with the world.
Somebody found Thrilljoy.
We shared it with the world.
And they shared it with us, and we shared it with the world.
And then it equated to us interviewing Brian Mariotti.
However, this video is not based off of our treatment from Thrilljoy at all.
The fact that we liked Thrilljoy, people turned on us.
I think it was like 3 people.
It was rough. And I just want to say, we have proven on this channel a couple of things. One, if you hate on stuff or you trash on things, people are going to come down on you. And then if you praise and like something, people are going to hate on you there too.
Yeah.
Just the way the internet rolls.
Yeah.
I don't like the internet. I think the internet's crap, but I spend most of my time on it.
Same.
Especially on the P sites, if you know what I'm saying. The P sites. I don't want to say the word.
Like urine?
No, not like that. What are you, disgusting?
Why are you on P sites?
I don't want to get into this anymore because I feel like you're going to get something out of me that I don't want to come out of me.
Like pee?
Let's move on.
Okay.
So let's talk about Thrilljoy. So what is Thrilljoy before we get into all this? It's Brian Mariotti's brand new company. And
yes.
Thrilljoy, they have a couple different products that we really enjoy and really like. So this is a Mega by Thrilljoy. Yeah. And we really happen to like these. We think these are great. We talked about on the channel. This is when the haters came in, by the way, but they're showing up now.
Let me explain why we personally are so into Thrilljoy. If you've watched this channel, you would know we have been screaming for Funko to stop the overproduction and to make unique pieces. Well, guess what? Thrilljoy is doing that. These pieces are unique. They're fun. There is a lot of variety.
100%.
They also have chases, which
and ultra chases.
And ultra chases, which collectors go crazy for. But what I like the most about it is that they are limited.
100%.
We have been yelling for Funko to limit their items, and every single item, down to the clothing that Thrilljoy has created so far, is limited edition, which I personally think is great. So what I like about Thrilljoy is I feel like it's not going to be super overwhelming. Now, for New York Comic Con, they dropped like a ton of stuff. Yes. But that was just them just whipping that
hog everywhere.
They were like, we're going to do New York Comic Con and we're going to do it huge. And they did. But
with the huge bags especially.
They did. It was such a unique variety that not everybody's going to buy everything.
But why are the fans so angry? That's why you're here. Why are they angry? Well, all over social media today, people, and actually for days, people have been complaining that they put in their Thrilljoy order, me being one of them, and we are still waiting for our packages.
Hold on, you being one of the complainers or you being someone who placed a Thrilljoy order?
Me placing an order. We're seeing a ton of comments of people complaining.
Valid.
Of course.
I understand why people are upset. I completely do. However, we have to remember that they're a startup. And we have to remember that despite Brian Mariotti working for Funko for however long he did, like forever, Thrilljoy is not Funko.
That is the biggest takeaway from this video, is that Thrilljoy is not Funko. And Brian Mariotti put his own dollars and cents into this to make this company, to produce the product. And I'm not saying that Brian Mariotti is like everyday Joe. Obviously, the guy has a lot of money, so he's able to do something like this. And more power to him. He wanted to strike, the lightning twice. Or is it thunder or lightning?
Lightning.
Lightning, thank you. Strike lightning twice.
Thunder's the noise.
He did the Funko Pop first with Funko. And then with this stuff, he's doing these dioramas. Yes. And then the megas. He's doing these Pix things. Problem is that people want their stuff now. And that stuff has not arrived. In fact, the other day, Thrilljoy posted something stating about, like, it's worth the wait or something. I remember there was some sort of social media thing. And when I saw that, I was like, yeah, sure, that's cool, whatever. That's a good spin to put on this, right?
Yeah.
Well, then people got, like, sort of upset. and super aggressive. So then Brian posted something today, which we're going to read through, and it went on Thrilljoy.
Yes. So what I want to do before we show what Brian said. Today, you had said, let's talk about this because it was the talk of the town today, because it's been 4 weeks since their launch online, since New York Comic-Con started. It was
We've waited a long time to get this stuff in hand.
Yeah, it was the 17th of October. This is the 4th, which was 4 Thursdays ago.
Wow.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But my thoughts were, one, they're a startup. They're working through this, and a lot of people are judging really harshly because they're like, well, this isn't Brian Mariotti's first rodeo. Of course it isn't. We all know that. However, he's running this thing himself with the help of very few people. Like, it's not him and the entirety of Funko. Funko has multiple locations, multiple warehouses. This isn't Funko. This is Brian and a small team. Mischief Toys, we run our own toy company. And I think this is where I have been a little bit more lenient with companies because I know how it is now. Like, I know how things go.
You never know until you're in the world of it, right?
Yeah.
So we live in that world now, so we understand how some of this stuff works.
We came back from New York Comic-Con. We were sick. Okay, there's 2 people that run this operation. Both of those 2 people were sick. So that's a factor in things. Then we had to inventory our New York Comic-Con leftovers, sell those on our website, which we did. It wasn't anything too crazy.
It was still work.
What I'm saying is it wasn't like a large amount of items, like no crazy large amount of items. But then we immediately jumped into Halloween week, and we had horrible idea. We had multiple items go out throughout that week. I think it was like 8 or 9 items throughout the week because not only did we do Halloween, but we also did Dia de los Muertos.
Right.
Again, it's just the 2 of us. We had maybe like 2,500 to 3,000 orders for like New York through the end of the week. We literally just got finished packing those orders earlier this week.
Yeah, so expectations like before our Halloween week in New York Comic-Con, we were able to basically send things out the very next day after we sold it.
Within 1 to 2 days.
So expectations were very high. People had expectations that we were going to get their product out right away.
I don't even care about expectations. I'm knocking expectations out the window. I don't care what our shipping speed is normally like. 2 people doing 2,500 to 3,000 orders in 3 to 3.5 weeks time. Thrilljoy, I mean, how many items did they drop?
75 SKUs.
Yeah, like over 50, over 60, over 70, and each item is over 1,000 pieces for the most part, with the exception of their clothing. Before seeing Brian Mariotti's post, my assumption is they thought that they might be able to do something in that amount of time, and they just didn't hit the mark. Now, maybe that's part of it.
They took on a lot.
They took on a whole lot because the picks that they have, I don't even know, like 1,000 pieces to what, like 5,000 or so
Something
is
like
about
that.
the average of each. So the fact that they have a small startup team working to get all of these orders out that high of piece, I mean, we've never done a 1,000 piece. Imagine how long that would take.
Oh my God. But it's only us, right? Over there, I'm sure they have a handful of people to help.
It's not many.
Really?
It's not many.
You know that?
I know that for a fact. I know how many people they have on payroll, but I don't know if they have people helping
like
out with
extra
shipping.
Help.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know any of that. But my point is they are a startup and they're not Funko. And I think the expectations are super duper high.
Do you think things would have been different for Thrilljoy had they never mentioned Brian Mariotti's involvement?
Yes.
But could they have started off as big as they did without his involvement? Like, the people bought into it. So they needed Brian Mariotti, but then Brian Mariotti is also what gives this sort of like the spin that it is Funko again.
I don't think that they would have had as much traction and beginning hype. Not lack of success. I think they could still be successful with their products, but I don't think it would have taken off the way that it did and garnered as much interest without Brian.
That's kind of what I meant when I asked, because I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with that. But one thing I do want to talk about before we read this, because I think that his messaging is very fair. what I was reading people say. So there were people who were basically saying that they were going to go and do chargebacks on the product that they had ordered. For those who are unaware or do not know, chargebacks can completely destroy a company. And we know that because this has happened to us before. And the problem with chargebacks is that somebody can do this and they practically steal from you. And it's a really scary scenario, especially if we had a lot of people do it at one time, especially a small business. I can't imagine what would happen to Thrilljoy in a situation like that where there are a ridiculous amount of chargebacks. But seeing people use that language and not give any grace to the company at all. I mean, they're virtually graceless. It's like they are supposed to be like Funko. Brian Mariotti's leading the charge. How dare they be slow on my shipment? One thing I never have understood, and I think that I have gotten so much better with this because of Hot Toys. Hot Toys, when you order them, you don't get them for sometimes over like a year and a half, sometimes 2 years.
Yeah.
I have a friend who, his famous quote, which I'm probably not going to say it right, he would say, I don't know if I should order that. I might be dead by then. Which is funny, because I thought that was hilarious, because anything could happen to you in about a year and a half time. I mean, really anything could happen to you any second. But the thing is that I have gotten myself to a point where I just am very easygoing. And I'm not saying this to Mischief Toys fans, like expect things to come in slow and easygoing. What I'm saying is that me personally, I just sit around and wait. I never once checked my Thrilljoy order, even up to this point. I have not checked it. It wasn't until these posts started happening that I realized that, oh yeah, I haven't got my Thrilljoy stuff. I'm not saying that waiting 4 weeks is fair or that it's good. What I'm saying is that we should, as collectors, give some form of grace to companies like this one.
Especially a startup.
And I think Brian Mariotti came out and he was basically like, hey, we're going to read it. But I think he was very fair in his language and what he's offering. I think it's very cool.
Well, a lot of people were really nasty prior to the statement.
People are like trying to call them to the carpet, Thrilljoy to the carpet, Brian to the carpet. You need to speak up and you must say something now. You should be posting on social media. I think that is so low rent. I think the way that you're speaking to people is so shitty. I think there's a way in which to do it. Hey, you know, could you guys, you know, is there going to be an update or like, you know, is there something that would be popular? Are we going to see an email?
Why?
Or, you know, can you give us a little bit more info? What I was reading was what people were just being so vicious and so angry, and and then you had the comments, I don't even like these things, and screw that, and blah, blah, everything's trash.
Then why are you buying it?
Sometimes I feel like we have spawned a group of people that just trash everything, and I really regret ever saying trash. I mean, I know it's funny, really, I know it's funny, and I always had a good time doing it, and I really never meant it, because there is something for everybody out there, and there's a lot of people who love, even the Venom and Funko Pops.
I meant when I said trash for those.
My point is that people like those figures, so of course, when I yelled trash, I meant for my own personal opinion. I just don't like them. They weren't for me. People take that as you're destroying the things that they love. That's a completely different situation. But my point is that people commenting and yelling trash and everything right on Thrilljoy's post is so crappy. Like, if you're going to do it, go to disc trackers or go somewhere else. But there is just such a horrible place to do it. Then to say the chargeback stuff, that really pisses me off as a business owner. I hate seeing that. And then the people trying to call the company to the carpet. Like, that's not the way to do it. Every way we've ever done it to try to get more information out of Funko if there's an issue, we would send an email. We've done it right here. We did it live. A lot of the times we do it live. Or we would have people from Funko themselves reaching out to us directly and saying, let me give you a little bit of the scoop, which is how this channel has had many views for some of our videos, some of our major news videos. People need to calm the fuck down and stop getting so hostile and so pissed off. Your orders will come. I know that 4 weeks is too long, but your orders are going to come. I mean, if they sent out an email and they said, you just spent your money, but we closed our doors and you're not getting anything back. We're gone. We're taking off. We're, what was that company that did that?
Kraken, Big Apple.
We're Kraken Collectibles. We're out of here, right?
Yeah.
That's where you get pissed off. But the fact that we're waiting and they're like, hey, you know, it's worth the wait or whatever. Okay. What are we doing? I don't understand what we're doing as a collecting community. We're acting like assholes. We shouldn't be acting like assholes all the time.
The only time it is appropriate to initiate a chargeback is if you know you're not getting the item or it's well past the due date, there's zero communication at all, then you take it up with your bank and you're like, hey, this is what happened, this is what I was supposed to get, this is when I was supposed to get it. To force a company at literally the 4-week mark, the very tail end, like today is 4 weeks, to make a statement is weird.
I was going to say, somebody commented today, not to break up what you're saying, because I think it adds to it. Somebody today, I read a comment that said, if you don't get your item in 7 days, like they're talking about anything, then you do a chargeback. Can you fucking believe that? I read that, I was just, my head was going to explode. Funko takes 2 weeks to ship to us. 2 weeks, because we're on the East Coast. I never get anything sooner than 2 weeks.
And at times it's taken a lot longer.
Yes. Expectations, that's what I was getting at with expectations. Expectations are always through the roof.
I could understand if this was like a life-saving, like medical device, medication. These are literally collectibles you're sitting on your shelf. It's
100%.
We work very hard for our money. I get people wanting to know where their stuff is at. I get it. Like, that's completely fair. But the negativity that I've seen surrounding it has been really ugly. I think that there needs to be forgiveness in this situation.
There should be grace.
Yeah, Brian has done this before, but he's not done this on this small of a scale, at least not in a very long time.
Well, so people calling them to the carpet or whatever, there were some names that I have seen in the community for a long time, people who have done like content creation. I'm thinking, you guys, more than anybody, should know that this type of shit happens. In my opinion, we've been around long enough. I know you've been around long enough because I've seen you. You've been around long enough to know that sometimes this stuff takes time.
I think us reading Brian's message
let's read Brian's message.
To give a lot of detail. But again, my initial thought was they're just in over their heads. But this gives a much different perspective on it. So
I like that he's speaking to everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It would have been much different if it was like from Thrilljoy or from somebody on Team Thrilljoy that we do not know. But we obviously know him. So it was best that it did come from him if
100%.
it was ever going to come out. Yeah.
Hey thrill seekers, we are nearing our first month of being Thrilljoy. It's been a wild first 30 days. I know there has been some frustration on our shipping products quickly.
Okay, stop there. So first 30 days of this company.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. They just started the company just before New York Comic Con.
And can we just reiterate that they launched like 75 plus products?
And by the way, I would go up to bat for any company. I don't care that it has to do with Brian Mariotti and that we interviewed him or that we chatted with him at New York Comic Con. All of that is out the window. It would be any company we would talk about exactly the same way.
100%.
Any other company.
From the start, we were upfront about our 2 to 4 week shipping timeline. We're thrilled to see so many of you receiving your orders. That said, we know there are still orders outstanding, and that has a lot to do with some custom delays getting our products cleared into the US. We are a new company, and it has been difficult clearing goods from Asia through US customs. The fact that they're new is slowing them down because customs hasn't seen them before.
Well, that, or it could just be customs in general, because
Both.
we have had MISCHIEF toy stuff caught up in customs before.
It's hell.
And we had to pay to get it out.
Yeah, it's awful.
A lot of money to get it out.
As a 4-week-old company, we're both humbled and challenged by being held to the same high standards as long-established brands.
Funko!
Yep. So, hey, I'm Brian Mariotti. I was head of Funko for the longest time, and you guys are expecting me to be Funko when I'm not, is what he's saying there.
100%.
And he can't say it because he has to be professional, but I'll say it for him. We are passionate about our product and really feel it exceeds expectations when you get it in person. I can 100% agree with that.
Yeah, it's great.
When it comes to logistics, we clearly have more work to do, but know that we are on it. So, hey, I'm acknowledging that there are issues. I'm acknowledging you guys are upset. I am acknowledging the fact that we are actively trying to find a solution for these issues.
Happy customer.
October 17th, I think he misspoke here, or maybe it's just the way it's worded. Yeah. October 17th was like day one for them because it was the start of New York and when they launched stuff. October 17th is the 4-week mark for many of you who placed your orders at launch. So they might be saying 4 weeks ago was October 17th.
Right.
And now it's 4 weeks.
Maybe that's what he's saying.
Yeah, it's either that or he meant to say like November 17th.
Right.
Well, we're committed to sending out as many orders as possible before that date, between having to hire more hands to get orders out the door and dealing with some cross-country transit times. There are some orders that will still need a few days beyond that. This isn't an excuse. We just wanted you to know what's going on behind the scenes.
Transparent AF. And that's exactly what I have always been about with Mischief Toys. Always be transparent.
So they're straight up saying we have to hire more people to get your orders out.
No, it's great. It's great.
If your order exceeds the 4-week timeline, we will make it right. You'll get an email from our team offering a refund on your original shipping and a credit in your account for free shipping on your next order.
Oh my God.
That is too generous.
Yeah.
I
don't know if I would have done all that.
Brian, Thrilljoy, I applaud you guys, but that is way too much. I mean, you're talking, that shipping is not cheap.
No.
Those are big.
$25 per.
They're big products and they are heavy.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, believe me, I know. I had to carry them around the con.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, if this doesn't make it up to the people who were complaining, I mean, what will?
I hope.
Thank you for your patience, understanding, and belief in our vision from the start. We're just getting started, and we're so grateful to have you with us on this journey. Brian Mariotti.
So I think that is the perfect response. I don't think he could have responded any better than that, considering that there's a lot of people complaining, and he's saying, here's our problem, here's how we're fixing our problem, and oh, by the way, we're going to make sure that you get some money back.
Not just money back, but
money free
on
shipping
your next
and free
order.
future orders.
That's too generous in my opinion. I mean, I'm not saying like screw you for offering people shipping and then a refund. Like, I think that's fantastic, but that was completely unnecessary.
Well, he's doing everything that he can to quell the fire.
Yeah.
You have this thing right now, this angry mob of people. But he's seen it before. I'm sure he has with Funko. It's crazy
that he even feels the need to have to be put into that position. Because again, he's a startup company. He's put all of this money into this company. And now he's having to like lose profit because people are making demands out of them. Now, I do think that they probably, here's my thought on the customs thing. They got a lot of their product in at New York Comic Con, but we saw mega picks, but we didn't see them for sale. So my thought is they thought that a lot of their items were just coming later and they would be there when New York Comic Con was over. They didn't expect a delay in customs.
No.
Which is why I saw a complaint multiple times. Well, why didn't they put pre-order on the website if they didn't have it in hand? My guess is they didn't know they wouldn't have it in hand. They thought it would be in hand. Is that the way to do things? Probably not. But as you operate a company at the level that he is, because keep in mind, he was up here before. Now he's like here. He's doing it all, it seems. He's seeing challenges that he may not have seen so much as a CEO. Funko is such a huge company that there is like a ladder.
Well, that's
There's
what people
a way
don't
of
understand. They're
things.
seeing these two companies as the same. They're on the same level, and they're not.
That's the problem.
Financially, I mean, at the convention, they look like they were on the same level because Thrilljoy did a beautiful job at setting up a great-looking booth. Mm-hmm. But financially, they're not at the same level. And not to mention, Funko has stockholders. I mean, there's a lot more involved here at being a multi-million-dollar company, almost to the billions, or it might be in the billions now, I don't know. But this is not the same.
No.
And so I don't understand why people aren't using tact. Like, no one's being tactful about this. It's just completely be big assholes about this whole thing.
Well, on the internet, it's easy to type because you're behind a screen. If someone were face-to-face with him, they wouldn't say, I demand you to tell me what is going on. Where is my fucking order?
So I'm going to warn you now. This video and the way that we feel about this, again, we understand your 4-week thing, and we also own a toy company, so we understand a lot of the pains that he's facing. What I'm telling you now, to prepare yourself, you most likely will have a lot of people talking a lot of shit and being very hateful about our views on this situation. And what I want to say, as a very, this doesn't happen that often, I'm being very mature here by saying I understand your opinion, I accept your opinion, and I'm not mad at you.
You won't be saying that when someone, like, says that we're big fucking stupid assholes.
Probably not. And they're like, all that button-up shirt looks stupid. Button it up, you douche. Hope they don't say that, because I really like that as open. I like you get to see the t-shirt underneath.
I actually don't like it because I chose a hoodie with the same design on it, so we're, like, matching.
So now this is your turn to speak and let us know your opinion in the comments. Maybe I shouldn't ask for that. Hey, comment down below, hashtag I love Gastlecast. Let's do that instead. Yeah. No, we really do want to know your opinions. Let us know what you think in the comment section down below. And the thing is, look, we're a community. We're a community of collectors. Brian Mariotti, yeah, he's a big dog. He's been a big dog. He was a big dog at Funko, and now he's being a big dog over at Thrilljoy. He still deserves grace. He still needs the love. So we need to show him the love. 4 weeks is a long time. I completely agree with all of you. But there is no reason to be so hateful all over the internet. That's why you need to go and watch a little P.
Why are people watching?
It's the word that starts with a P and ends... No. But let us know what you think about all this and more in the comment section down below. In every video, we like to shout out to some of our patrons from Patreon. In this video, we'd like to shout out to Zachary Stone, SJ, Shelby and Holden Collect, Eric Link, Dominique McAllister, Mischief Maker Mikey, Annette Carpenter, Tyler P., Magenta Borealis, and Tony White. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. We appreciate all of our patrons. You guys are amazing. I love that Mischief Maker Mikey name. That's great. Make sure you check out patreon.com/Gastlecast to find out all the ways that you can support this lovely channel. There are multiple ways to support, and there are multiple things that you get in return, like seeing your name at the end of the video, just like this, and also being a part of some wonderful giveaways. Level 4 patrons will have a chance at a Deadpool from Deadpool and Wolverine Hot Toys figure this December. It's our Christmas giveaway, baby. We're gonna have so much to give away and we're really excited about it. But first, we have to get through November, and we're gonna have a November call very soon. So patrons, be on the lookout for that. We're gonna have a blast together as per usual. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell. That way you'll know anytime we go live or post brand new content. You do not want to miss our new content. You'll have fun here. Come back and watch us. Before we go, I just want to mention, check out MISCHIEFtoys.com. We've talked about it a couple times in this video. We have some stuff available over there right now that you can go and buy. Figures, there's hats over there, t-shirts, keychains, all sorts of good stuff. So check out MISCHIEFtoys.com, and while you're there, sign up for our newsletter. And right now on Instagram, @MISCHIEFtoys has a giveaway. You need to go and check it out. I think it's our latest post. Go and check that out right now, brah. All right, that's all we've got for you. Thank you so much for staying until the end. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.